Hey, what's going on, guys? Hex coming back into the brand new video, and as always, down in the title below will be the topic we're talking about today. So, this episode of My Hero Academia, man, I gotta say, right off the rip, it just doesn't get better than this. This is how you do an anime, adaptation. This is how you do an episode of anime in general. This just doesn't get any better, And I gotta say, right off the rip, the music was always a constant. It changed its song and or background, music multiple times throughout the episode, and it nailed it every time. It set the mood every time, and the way they used the people in this episode, this is civilians, the way they captured the moments was absolutely amazing. The way they set the, kind of like just set the atmosphere was absolutely amazing. And I gotta say, I find out All Might was quirkless, just like Deku, was something pretty cool because I don't remember them saying that. And if they did, I totally forgot about him, saying that he was quirkless also. But we see why All Might actually chose Deku even a little bit more so than just what he stood for. So to see the true battle of ideals come to an end this episode was absolutely amazing because we have All For One who is literally trying to make a public shame, trying to shame All Might publicly by just literally sending not the strongest attacks but strong enough attacks to wear All Might down to show his true form to the people was something that I really did enjoy, and it really does capture his character beautifully because it shows how he is in his person, his persona. It captures his personality is the even better term to use there beautifully, and it makes him feel more like a villain. It makes him not like, makes us as the viewer not like him even more. So seeing All Might actually almost give up because he finds out the tragic truth about Nana Shimura's grandson, the person he holds dear, clearly after hearing what, All For One had to say about her and how pissed off he got and how Gran Torino actually had to step in and say, hey, listen, calm down. That, it captured that scene beautifully. And that's cool. And it's cool to see that he, regained himself after that person in the pile really said, hey, please save us, save me. You are that hero, basically, is what she's saying. I believe in you. Even though things right now look absolutely terrible, it captured that scene amazing. That's how you capture a scene. That's how you add to an atmosphere. And seeing the people crying and seeing how, All For One is able to instill fear within the people is absolutely amazing because they still rooted for him, even though they were kind of worried, like, oh man, is this really happening? Can he really do it? Now, why is that amazing? Because this episode, these arcs up to this episode, the opening is a battle of ideals between All For One and, of course, All Might. And look, his ideals are so strong; they've been instilled within the people so strongly to the point to where they still believed, even though he was left in a skeleton form and he only had one arm. He only had one move, one arm to do, to use left. This was the end. Of course, they didn't necessarily acknowledge that and realize that, like Deku did, and maybe like Endeavor and others did. But I gotta say, seeing Endeavor actually be put down and upset, discouraged, just kind of in despair, like he said he was prior to realizing he could never capture All Might, which that's huge for him to actually, him monologue that to us, the viewer. That's great writing. That is great writing because it carries weight from season 2 so strongly. Now, just seeing that and seeing that he is now the pressure's on him because seeing that now he is the number one hero, you just saw this guy came out of nowhere that you never heard of. Look what he is doing to All Might. Look how he is blowing you around. You gotta hold the fort down until someone else comes. Because Endeavor must now realize I'm not as strong as All Might, and I can't fight someone that strong. So shit. Help needs to come now. And they weren't there to hear that Deku is the next thing. I mean, of course, some people know that Deku has been given the quirk, and of course, All For One knew that. So does Tomura know that? How much does Tomura actually know from All For One? That's a huge, huge question, a massive question. And let's not forget, All For One is not dead. He was locked up. So who knows what could transpire within that time? You know what I mean? Because maybe he can still have enough power to transfer quirk, right? Who knows? Because he's made. I'm trying to find a quirk suiting for Tomura. So who the hell knows? So to see not only the pressure get be applied to Endeavor, but also Deku. Deku had a revelation and came to realization. Holy shit! Look at these people crying. Look at these people chanting. Look at Bakugo chanting with me. I'm supposed to be the next number one hero. All For One has, One For All, whoever has that quirk has always been that number one hero. That means I'm supposed to protect my rival at the end of the day. I'm supposed to be the guy that's even above him. I'm supposed to be the guy that has all these people cheering for me one day. That's huge. That's such a big, big, big revelation to where Deku can't even take it all in. He starts crying. That finger point scene was amazing, and I love it. I love it. That was such a good scene. That's just good writing. That's just how you add to the atmosphere even more. That's all this episode did was build up the atmosphere, let it explode, and then they kind of just fed the explosion, to make it even bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's just so hype, dude. It's just so good. The writing is so good. Just seeing even getting a little bit of characterization from Endeavor, getting just this detail, this background, kind of I guess context on the scenario where and or the event that's taking place now, getting some context on that was just really good. Learning about the setting and events that took place, and seeing that All Might wanted to be that pillar before the pillar was even like established. That's all he wanted whenever he was even quirkless. So that's crazy. And to find out, of course, All for One was the one that took down Nana was pretty nuts as well. So I mean, it's just the show's just so good. It's so dang good, and to even see Bakugo kind of look like he's about to cry whenever he sees All Might, point that finger, and to see that Bakugo. Now, if you made this far in the video, this is huge. Bakugo looks at Deku, seeing Deku the way he reacts with that finger point. He knows something's up. He's kind of like, why is he reacting so differently? Why is he reacting so strongly to this compared to everyone else? Everyone else is cheering, thinking that he's saying, "Hey, next villain up, let's go." No, he's pointing specifically for a reason, and Bakugo's catching on to that, and he sees Deku's reaction to that. So, does he know? I mean, it looks as if they're kind of foreshadowing, hey, he knows something's up, or he's going to find out and put the pieces of the puzzle together. But when are they going to do that? Are they going to do that now, or are they going to do that later? I don't know. That's what makes that so interesting. I cannot wait to find out. And that finishing blow and saying, farewell, All for One. And he's like, farewell, one for all. That's like, okay. Okay. I was like, nicely done. Bones, the manga of My Hero Academia, too good. Too good. You guys are too good together. And it needs you to calm down. I talk about best episode of anime in episode 13, Darling and the Franxx, I believe it was, where they got their memories back. Was such a good episode. The episode where they finally reunite was such a good episode. And I think the episode where they got their memories back was the best anime, episode of anime this year. But this episode it's right there, was it? I mean, it's so good. This is one of the best episodes of anime I've ever seen. It's up there. It's up there. Like it's up there, guys. Like it's one of those episodes. It's hard to even say something is higher and above it. I know you guys know how I feel about episode 18 of ReZero, but that's White Fox. But I mean, this is Bones. So then we got two just great studios going at it in terms of that. But yeah, episode 18 of ReZero is still just amazing. I don't even know. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about which one's my favorite of all time. I don't, because there's some other episodes of anime, of course, that are really, really very good too that I could, put into that, right? I mean, Reiner and First Aaron and stuff like that, and of course, along with other episodes of anime that are just very well executed and very well done. Just, I mean, yeah, I don't know what to say. So I'm just end the video here. Be sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter X25, and check out my Patreon down in the description below. If you like what I do here and want to help me make this career, see you guys next time. Peace. Wow. This was just simply amazing.